what is the engine behind you to, showcase that music? I'm talking now. We're talking music business. Do you have any a team right now, a dedicated team like a producer or a DJ or stuff like that?
Okay, yeah. So I have my own label, FYD Entertainment. Follow Your Destiny is what it stands for. Right now, I got a small team, and I tried to formulate a team the way that I thought that was organic. I thought that was being organic, but it never. It always falls apart. People aren't consistent. They don't see the same thing you see. It boils down to budgeting and money. And right now, I realize I'm naturally forming a team at best when I don't seek so much. I don't
Yeah.
need that much help. I would prefer to help, but me, my engineer, and my producer, I'm managing myself. And at some point, that's gonna have to change because once again, you got people managing you. Then they want a percentage. That's great, but then they get into a life situation where once again they don't support what you're actually trying to
Yeah.
do. And I'm at the point where that doesn't really matter to me. I don't have time to complain about, oh, nobody's helping me. And I'm like, yo, build my capital. I know who I'm gonna work with. Shout out to DCTOP20, and it's like I know who I'm gonna work with, and keep everything in the house outsourced. So at this point, I'm outsourcing a lot until I feel I have the. I mean, I got DJs that I can deal with, but I think it's really about the product. Once the product takes off, all that natural, people who want to assist me are going to come, and I have to weave out who I think is great and who's not going to work out. But me trying to form it, control it, and I've tried it so many times, it just doesn't seem to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like you said, it's very important for people to understand that, for every single business you're trying to go to, right? You need people. You need
Hell yeah. No,
even
nobody can do it by themselves.
greatest example I always gives people is Jesus himself. If you believe in God's right, the man of God got 12 disciples. He got 12, and we human being we want to do everything on our own. Like you mentioned, DC Top 20. Every since I've looked at them, they're very consistent.
Yeah.
And the fan base you can reach through them is very enormous. So why wouldn't you just invest the money with them, have them as your partner, and grow?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see what I'm
man.
saying?
Like everybody that they've helped, man, it's amazing, man. So, and it took for DJ Anonymous to create that at first. I mean, we had other little entities in the area, but I think they lacked a lot of professionalism, and I think they lacked the key eye to see beyond the future. Is things are getting virtual. It's all about virtual reality at some point, and things are still gonna be organic and real, but to tap into that digital realm is so important. The way things are going right now, you gotta be on top of. You basically you need a team of innovators. You know,
Okay, so as far as the legal side of it, how do you protect your intellectual properties?
I incorporated LLC. I knew about royalties and sign exchange through my father because he taught me a lot, but I didn't really care. I was so stuck in the artist mode. I was
Yeah,
like, man, I ain't trying to hear all that. He would try to show me little stuff. And even now, the shit I'm doing right now is still tedious. It's managerial stuff that most artists don't want to do.
yeah,
But when you're on top of that and you understand it, as you said earlier, you can't be burnt.
yeah,
I'm handling my own publishing. I control everything at this point, and at some point, once I gain leverage, it depends on how much I want to, let go. It depends on the actual deal structure. Okay, if you're gonna give me mass distribution, then maybe I can do this, or I can, But understanding the business, understanding percentages, understanding mechanical royalties, how to ISRC numbers with the
mhm,
UPC codes, understanding that, even now I'm learning with some songs, it doesn't matter if it's clean or dirty as long as the actual duration of the time is what you put in BMI. I mean,
yeah.
it's just all those technicalities that make sure you get paid, and then yeah, man. So everything's incorporated. I'm still learning. I'm
Okay,
still learning as I go, but everything's incorporated. Everything is copywritten, and yeah, it's registered to the point that once things do pick up, that money be going directly to me.
okay, all right. So it's important that I try to bring the awareness all the time when I talk to people because, like I was telling you off camera earlier, that's exactly where everything reside, right? Because once you don't take care of that part, then other people tend to come into your word
Yeah,
as soon as you make it, then take all the proceeds from all the hard work you put in.
yeah.
So when it comes to showcasing the music when it's made, I'm talking the digital world now, the social media, like what you have in place. I know you have Instagram,
I do. Yeah.
Twitter.
Mm.
What other avenues do you have as far as the digital world?
Um, you got Pandora, you got Spotify, you got all those distribution, live store platforms.
And they're all the same
I
name
mean,
and handles.
yeah, I mean, sincere on all of that stuff. I mean, if
Okay.
I got a what's the name of that shit called? I mean, I don't even use Snapchat no more. You know, it's funny. It's funny that we get into this conversation because I'm less focused on being on every digital platform when it comes to social. I think they're draining, and you have to control your energy when it comes
Yeah.
to rendering that. Even now, we're having a campaign. I still gotta look through stuff and weave stuff out. Like I'm not trying to follow that. I don't know if it's just like so. I'm really in a master creative mindset, and I'm not always going to give my full detail on platforms I don't control. That's another thing
Yes.
is black creators. We YouTube all of them. You know, once I offer myself and my baby, which is my baby, I created it onto these platforms. I have to be mindful on what I'm saying because I don't control none of it. I mean, even now I'm being fuck negative shit is my mantra, right? But on Instagram, I'm still being flagged for certain things. When it comes to sponsoring posts, they've technically forced me to pay for more eyes and looks
Yes.
and views. And that's everything's becoming very subscription based. So when
Hmm.
you think of that, you're like, you know what? I need my own entities. And my own website is coming soon, but there's no point in jumping out there with that yet because there needs to be a leverage. So I use their platform to build leverage. And I won't say what I'm planning on doing, but it's going to boil down to that having our own platforms
Okay.
where we can control how it's being streamed and what's being said on it.
All right. So when it comes to the system you have, right, to showcase the music, on a local level, like
Mm.
any open mics or
Um,
any opening for big artists or club performances, or like how do you handle that?
Man, I've been doing it for a while, so I'm changing my approach. I'm not eager to jump in I mean, I could perform for days. I got energy. So me, I'm working on branding first. I'm taking that approach, cleaning the slate, coming out some new stuff, and I'm gonna let things build with DC Top 20 and chronologically in order do it. Get the buzz up digitally, then hit the streets with mass promotions, and build my team slowly, and then do shows. I wouldn't mind opening up for artists, but I usually perform with a band, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah. So but yeah, shows are essential to growth. But I'm not rushing to perform yet because once again, I have to sell tickets. I've been there, done
Yes.
that. I mean, I rent vans. I have to pick people up and take them home. It's all this crazy shit I was doing. I toured, lost money, made a little money, and I really feel like it's a new awakening or new beginning because a lot of people didn't know who I was, and even now they
Yes.
don't know. So it's like I'm always reintroducing myself. And it's always good to come out with something new and fresh. And it's almost like I'm a new artist when I know I'm not. So knowing all the stuff I did in the past, how that got stifled due to no budget, no capital, no real big machine, no big team. Now I'm like, okay, if I do it this way, things have changed a little bit. Where it's digital streaming and I can do a live show on inside of a studio with my band. I don't have to be physically there, cut down my costs. You know what I'm saying? So and then monetize it that way. There's so many ways to do it now, but shows are an essential thing. I want to do shows, but it's not a I gotta do it right now. I mean, I just dropped the project, so I gotta let that bubble, gain some interest. And I'm really focusing on the interest part because at this point, like I said, I'm not looking for something. Help me, help me, help me. It's like if you like it, you're gonna book me. You like me, it don't matter what I quote you. You're like, I fuck with it. Come do my birthday party. Come do. But the music gotta be inevitably good enough for somebody to seek you. So, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, like you said, like I've realized myself, like if something is not working, it's not because most of the time it's not because it cannot work. You just have to filter out your approach and tackle it again, right?
Yep.
Like you said, you were doing it on your own, losing money, but believe it or not, you didn't lose at all. You gained a lot of experience, and you filtered out what is needed to be done, and now you're taking a different approach, and you probably might see a better result now than the
Yeah.
past, but all of that is just a learning experience that you have to walk through the fire to be able to
Mhm.
do
Indeed.
better. And people don't want to do that. People don't want to bypass that early phase, then just jump into the
You can't,
fame.
man. It's so
You
many.
cannot.
Yeah,
You
yo,
have to
yo.
you have to go through the process. It is a process to be famous. Don't get me wrong, you can have a single and it'll blow up. It
Mhm.
happens, but how many people, if you have to look at it, all the rappers, how many people, having that opportunity to have a hit single?
Man, it's
Everybody
interesting.
got to go through that,
Yeah.
tedious process,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So, making music costs money, right?
Mhm.
Like, how do you generate the fund to support that? Any merchandise or just
Um.
personal out of pocket thing?
So I am working on selling some merchandise, my fuck negative shit shirts. I'm always branding myself with a Google Sun shit shirt, which I don't have on today. But usually, man, I'm doing a lot of different hustles, man. So I'm Ubering, I'm doing Instacart. I'm doing teacher assistant. I was working at an after school program doing that. I'm in the real estate now, so I'm focused on sales and marketing, and I want to actually get into my first fix and flip. Later in the year, building my credit, I start understanding like, man, I was so like, I didn't understand how parallel that was to the music. And it's all business, it's all
Yeah.
banks, it's all man. We're good, yo. If your credit decent, man, you can get the capital you need. It's just like, oh, okay. I was not paying card notes, doing all kind of shit. Like, yeah, I kept investing into my music and investing in myself. But I look at the investments more like gambles because a lot of them didn't give me a return. And now I feel now, right presently, I'm doing more investments. I'm seeing more.
Yeah.
I feel the return is going to come,
Yeah.
even with the sales and marketing. So, understanding financial literacy is one big thing for me. So, once like I said, getting my credit right is going to help that whole situation mediate itself. And yeah, so I'm doing that. And then any other like little gig I can do, whether it be me writing for artists. I mean, I was writing songs. I charge like $100. They can own the rights to it. I was doing hooks for. I still do hooks. 'Cause I'm in the R&B as well. Yeah, so anything I can use creatively to make some money that's not a 9 to 5, I'm going to do it.
Okay, so as far as your role models in the industry that you're looking up to on the business side, like who are those people? Um,
Role models. I look up to myself. um,
like we were talking as far as the question that I just asked, like
um,
we were talking about Jay-Z earlier,
man,
you
Jay
know.
Z's a big influence,
Uh,
man. Like I fuck with Nas hard, but Jay Z economically, you know what I mean? Like he gave you the game, and I think that Nipsey was going in that same direction a
yeah.
little bit. Once again, we gotta be mindful on how we, because Jay Z waited. And one thing I noticed about him, he waited to get into his Afrocentricity. He didn't just, he probably always felt that way, but he didn't spew it. Now it makes sense when you got that leverage and a little bit of power. He still treads lightly,
Hmm.
doesn't say too much, does more action than anything. But anyway, if you break his lyrics down, he kicking the game to you, man. And so I would say him, big influence. I like the way Diddy's mind works too. Um, yeah. Who else? A lot of the legends, really. I can't think of anybody that's currently now in my bracket that I look up to. Because they all kind of learn the same things. I learn from the same
Okay.
influences. But I would say in the music game, Jay, business, I would say you got even my real estate mentor. I mean, he's dope, man. Umair Ak. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of mirror myself around people I personally know.
Okay.
I'm a little different. Like yeah, I like even with some of the people I know. If I know that they're entrepreneurs, I'm gonna support them. Black-owned business, I'm gonna support them before I support a big conglomerate.
Okay.
That's just how I am. So